introduce myself. My name is Jennifer Coughlin and I'm the newly appointed President of the NR2F1 Foundation. I live in London, England with my husband Tim and my 2 daughters. I spent my career at UBS Investment Bank working in both London and New York before deciding in 2022 to stay home and take care of our youngest daughter Edith. Edith is 3 and has BBSOAS. Very quickly it became evident that things weren't the same with Edith as they were with our eldest. By 5 weeks old, we were seeing the paediatrician, then the physiotherapist, then the ophthalmologist, the feeding specialist, and so on. At 5 months old, the paediatrician said the terrifying words, "It's time to see a neurologist." On March the 31st, 2022, we walked into the paediatrician's office with hopes and dreams of our future as a family and walked out with what felt like a shattered crystal ball. Edith had been given the diagnosis of BBSOAS. Now, of course, our neurologist said she'd never heard of it. We were told there's no treatment and we just needed to get started in therapies as best we could and treat the symptoms as they occurred. Over the course of the following weeks and a tidal wave of referrals that followed, so much changed for us as a family. I didn't know you could grieve without losing somebody. But in those weeks and months that followed, and honestly still some days now, we grieved the life that Edith wasn't going to have. When we got home from our neurology appointment, we immediately Googled the words that have become so much part of our family vocabulary, NR2F1 and BBSOAS, or as our eldest daughter says, the Foundation. We found the NR2F1 Foundation. A big piece of luck in all of this was that just 7 days later, it was the 2022 BBSOAS Family and Scientific Conference. Tim and I watched this virtually from our basement and could not believe that we had found this community, a group that was trying to make a difference and a group of people that got it. We felt a responsibility to reach out and get involved, and this ultimately led to Tim and his best friend running the Chicago Marathon in September 2022. By Tim fundraising, it gave us an opportunity to share with our friends, families and colleagues the journey that we were on and what we were going through. We were overwhelmed at the support and the generosity, and this led us to getting involved and joining the board. At the same time as all of this, we decided that it wasn't sustainable for both of us to work and give Edith the care that we wanted to give. So I left my job. Over the course of the next few months, it became my habit to sit at my desk whenever Edith was napping or when the girls went to bed, and somehow I found myself stepping into the role of Vice President from Stephanie. And fast forward 2 years later, I'm not quite sure how I've been given the role of President. I admire Carly and what the team of co-founders did. I could not have done the same, to have the confidence and belief to set the foundation up. I don't take this role lightly. It feels like a responsibility to represent all of you, our families and our community. But I promise to work tirelessly and effortlessly in a bid to find answers for our children. I believe the only way to find answers is to research, and of course, research costs money, as Tim, Melissa and Jen Nichols shared this year at the conference. So yes, you will hear from me asking you to use your networks to consider how you can get involved and fundraise, because we can't do this alone. But you'll also hear from me in the virtual support groups. I'm there for 2 reasons. I'm there as a mum and I'm there as a board member. This is a journey that none of us expected to find ourselves on or wanted to be on. But I am really grateful for you, our community, for giving me as a mum a network, and for giving me as a mum, desperate to find answers for my child, a way to focus my energies. Please do reach out and say hi. Remember, I'm just a mum and most of the parents on the board are just parents trying to do their best. Thank you for supporting the NR2F1 Foundation to live our mission to support families and individuals living with rare gene variants through education, advocacy and research.